I am the White House. My butt is the Oval Office. I am God. I am the Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. I was Jesus. So, when I say I am the White House, what exactly do I mean by that? Well, first of all, I am God. I am the most powerful. I am in charge. I control the world. The problem is that the world doesn't want me to be in control. It is fighting. It wants to fight me about it. So, the fact is, it's my power. I'm God. Everybody is drawn to my power. You either have good intentions or you have evil intentions. If you are drawn to me through Jesus Christ, that is good. If you are if you're not, then you're bad. Okay? That's how it is. Now, interesting thing, when I was younger, when I was about the age of 13, I lived in Brighton. So that's when I moved from southeast London. Oh, yeah, well, I lived in southeast London. I used to live at the address I used to live at. I believe it was 22 Royal Walk, Prince Charles Way. And the interesting thing about that is, well, my biological dad, his name is Charles. I also have the same birthday as King Charles, which is the 14th of November. Except I was born in 1987. So when I moved to Brighton, it was when I actually started at boarding school. So I was at boarding school a lot of the time in Godalming, in Guildford, at a school called Charterhouse. And when I wasn't at boarding school, I was at home in Brighton at a house which was 31 White Street. And it was, if I remember correctly, it was a white house. Behind that house was a big building where people used to work. It was called, and I think it still is, the American Express Building. Okay. So when I was living there, when I was 16 years old, I was having a lot of domestic problems at that house. My mom had a lot of serious drug problems, and I was having problems as well. I dropped out of college, when I was 16. Pretty much. Yeah, well, no, maybe 17. It was 16 or 17. I think it might have been 17 actually. I can't remember. I think I did my first year of A levels, which are called AS levels, by the way. I did very badly because, well, I didn't go to half my classes anyway, so what a surprise. I was in a very, very bad, my life was very messy then in terms of drugs and partying. I didn't want to be at home because my mum was very abusive. Not to mention she had all kinds of bad people that she would invite round to the house and things like that. So it wasn't good. It wasn't good. And so I turned into a guy who likes to go clubbing 3 or 4 times a week. So I was clubbing all the time and partying at people's houses all the time. Or a lot of the time. Okay. So I met a woman at the club, a club called Audio, and her name was Europa. Her name is Europa Maladich. Her parents, she comes from a Polish Jewish family. Okay, she was raised in Papua New Guinea. So but obviously her family, who they call themselves Jews, but they're not really Jews. Okay, let me make that clear. I decide who Jews are, right? I'm good. So I met her when I was 16. She was 32 years old. She was twice my age. And at that age, well, that's the thing. She was twice my age, but I was attracted to her and, I felt comfortable. Well, I felt, that's the thing. I felt like being around adults. Older people who were more responsible, if you know what I'm saying. I was looking for help, I guess. Anyways, she was from New York. Okay, she had actually been living in New York for several years before she came to Brighton. And the reason she stayed, well, she met me, and then she decided she wasn't going to go back to New York. She was going to stay in Brighton. She was going to stay in London and Brighton. She had family in London, so she was staying for her parents in North London, and she was coming down at the weekends to party with me and her sister in Brighton. So, do you know the story about Zeus and Europa? Zeus, he transforms himself into a bull, and he ran away with Europa. You know that story. There's the European Union headquarters. They've got the statue of the bull with Zeus. There's Europa on the back of the bull. Obviously, Europa, European. Europa is the old name for Europe, and Europa is also called the moon of Jupiter, and Jupiter is the other name. Well, there's Jupiter is associated with Zeus and Thor and Jupiter, I suppose, yeah. So Jupiter, Zeus, and Thor, okay? And so I was with her, I was with Europa, and what else can I say about that? Well, that's the thing, she had an American accent, okay? And obviously I lived right next to the American Express building. In fact, when I was lying in my bed with her, if I looked out the window, I could see into the offices of the American Express building. Okay? It was literally right behind the house. And not to mention that, what happened was when my mum went bankrupt, because she went bankrupt, her life turned into a complete mess. She was doing loads of drugs, getting drunk all the time. And she left her job. She had a lot of money. She spent it all on drugs and alcohol. And the bank, she defaulted on her mortgage and all that stuff, and she went bankrupt. And American Express bought the house. Okay, American Express, the building that we live next to, right? They purchased 31 White Street. Okay, and they turned it into, like a small office. It was like extra office space and accommodation space, I suppose. for American Express employees. So they purchased their house. So when I say, and that's the thing, I am white. I'm good. I'm white. Yeah? And I've been used by a lot of hoes. Yeah? You know what a hoe is, right? A whore? It's a short way of saying whore, isn't it? Yeah? Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Yeah? You know how it goes, right? But you know what a hoe is, right? I'm not talking about Santa Claus. I'm talking about a woman who is a whore. Or, yeah, she behaves like a whore. Okay? That's the thing. Every woman I've ever been with, and in fact, most people I've ever known, they're only interested in what they can get out of me. Because I'm God. My energy is what people want. So I've been entering, that's the thing. I've been meeting with people and getting to know people without them actually knowing I'm God. And so, and obviously back then, I didn't know I was God. So, and that's the thing, right? For instance, I was Jesus. I was hung on a cross. Well, and I've hung with a lot of people as well. So, who this is the thing. Everybody I've ever hung with, every person I ever spent time with, has acquired certain power because they've spent time with me. Okay? That's how it works. Okay? People who get to spend time with me acquire my blessings, my power, my magic power, because, well, that's the thing. The Word. I am the Word. My power flows through words. And so if you're doing the action of hanging with God, then guess what? Yeah, I was the one who was crucified. So now, you and that's the thing. Those people who've been around me, they're a demon, right? They're a demon, and off they toddle, pretending and thinking in their head that they are supreme. They're amazing. There's something very special about them. Yeah, they're acting and thinking like they're God when they are not God. Okay, they are frauds. When I said to the Israelites, I said, you need to be consecrated first before you come into my temple. Yeah? Well, this is the thing. It's the same reason. Because my energy, it blesses people. And man and woman are attracted to my power. And I have to say, I have to put a barrier and say, look, if you want to get close to me, you have to follow a certain code, right? You have to follow my instructions. And it's because I am the source of all power. And I am the source of magic power, manifestation power. Okay? Man has been blessed in so many ways. And what's happening is that, well, I am cutting people off from my power bit by bit until they don't have any left at all. And that's when I said that they would be cast into outer darkness, well, that's what I meant. Okay? They're literally going to be cut off from my energy supply. Okay? And it's like a vampire. They can't find any blood to suck. It's like a vampire who can't find any blood to drink. Do you understand? They will go completely mad, and they'll be faced with the reality that they are not good. Okay? That's why I was Jesus Christ, and I asked people to love me through Jesus Christ. Because then, I said that's the relationship I want to have with my children. I want my children to know love, right? I wanted them to know my love, and I wanted to have a relationship with them. I don't want You know, that's the thing, right? You know what a leech is, don't you? You know, would you want to have a relationship with a leech? No, you wouldn't, really. You know, I didn't create humans and give them all these, you know, I didn't, well, I'm not a fan of that word humans, okay? Man. I created man and woman, okay? I blessed him and her, right? I gave them all kinds of great things. And if the best they can give me in return is behaving like a leech, well, yeah, I'm not going to be happy about it. I'm not, you know, I don't want leeches, okay? So, it really shouldn't be that hard to understand, should it? Anyway, so I am the White House, okay? Because this is the thing, right? You know, what's a home, right? What's a home? Yeah? What's material? I mean, a house or a home is built of, you know, certain materials. It's made of, you know, bricks and cement and plasterboard and wood, carpets and paint. Yeah, that's an interesting word, huh? Paint. Yeah, you know, well, that's the thing, right? What is paint? That's the thing, I'm connected with all art. I'm God, okay? You know, I mean, obviously, you know, this is a representation of, you know, this is supposed to, you know, someone made this to make this represent Jesus Christ who died on a crucifix. You know, that was me, not this thing, but I was Jesus Christ in the past. Pain. Can you see what that letter looks like? Yeah, you know how it looks like a T. So then what's paint then? Yeah, what's paint? Yeah. So the word home, okay, it has the word ho and it has the word me. So ho me. Yeah? And then there's house, which is ho use. Do you understand? I mean, it talks about, in the book of Revelation, it talks about the whore, the great prostitute, the whore of Babylon. Shall we have a little read? I think we should. Well, I'll read. You can listen. We. Oh, there's an interesting word. What's we? The fountain of living waters. Anyways, so, because there's the scarlet beast and there's the woman who rides the scarlet beast, yeah. But this is the thing: scarlet is the color red. Okay, it describes a shade of red. Okay, and obviously, what am I doing now? I'm reading. Okay. So, and this is the thing: the ghost of Mary. I understand that she has attached herself to me in order to. She's doing magic against me. Okay, she is trying to steal my power, and she's trying to do it through sex magic. Okay, I am surrounded by ghosts, and I certainly know. Well, I know that Mary and Moses, who's behind me, are evil. Okay, and I'm sure there are other evil spirits around me. Okay, they want to hold me. They're trying to hold me in a magic prison. Okay? And obviously, I'm not very happy about it. Especially when the entire world seems to be conspiring with them. So, we've got Book of Revelation, chapter 17. It says here, Babylon, the prostitute on the beast. Okay. So, one of the 7 angels who had the 7 bowls came and said to me, "Come, I will show you the punishment of the great prostitute who sits by many waters." Many waters. Well, what's that talking about, do you think? Well, I'm God. Okay. Well. What's a well? Anyways, it says here, with her the kings of the earth committed adultery, and the inhabitants of the earth were intoxicated with the wine of her adulteries. Okay? Mary. And I would also, there are a lot of people who are involved with this. Okay? A lot of evil spirits. I would include Mary, my dead mum, who is Fiona Salvin. She died about 3.5 years ago. And yeah, I mean, Rihanna, she's alive, spiritually dead, of course, but yeah, I mean, she is a part of, she works with these evil spirits. She is evil. She's a demon. She's involved with some very evil things. So let me read that again. Come, I will show you the punishment of the great prostitute who sits by many waters. With her the kings of the earth committed adultery, and the inhabitants of the earth were intoxicated with the wine of her adulteries. Then the angel carried me away in the spirit into a wilderness. There I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast that was covered with blasphemous names and had 7 heads and 10 horns. Well, this is the thing. It says that the beast is covered with blasphemous names. Well, this is the thing. The world blasphemes my name. It calls me all kinds of blasphemous names. It puts those names on me. Okay, I am the dragon with the 7 heads and 10 horns. I did mention that John Piper, he was John the Baptist, who, he was beheaded. I spoke about the first beast, okay, because it had 7 heads and 10 horns as well, but it had a wounded head. And I compared John Piper. I said, he is the first beast, but also, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing. The word best is in the word beast, okay? So first best. So I'm first best as well. Do you know what I mean? I'm God. But obviously I consider John the Baptist very good, okay? But he has some issues that need to be resolved, and I'm trying to do that. Okay, I'm trying to fix his head for him, okay? It says here, the woman was dressed in purple and scarlet and was glittering with gold, precious stones, and pearls. She held a golden cup in her hand filled with abominable things and the filth of her adulteries. The name written on her forehead was a mystery. Babylon the Great, the mother of prostitutes and of the abominations of the earth. I saw that the woman was drunk with the blood of God's holy people, the blood of those who bore testimony to Jesus. When I saw her, I was greatly astonished. Obviously, this is, John, he's called John the Divine, and he's the author of this book, right? He's the one speaking. He's the one writing. He says, when I saw her, I was greatly astonished. Then the angel said to me, why are you astonished? I will explain to you the mystery of the woman and of the beast she rides, which has 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast which you saw once was, now is not, and yet will come up out of the abyss and go to its destruction. The inhabitants of the earth, whose names have not been written in the book of life from the creation of the world, will be astonished when they see the beast, because it once was, now is not, and yet will come. Okay, it says here, this calls for a mind with wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 hills on which the woman sits. They are also 7 kings. 5 have fallen, 1 is, the other has not yet come, but when he does come, he must remain for only a little while. The beast who once was, and now is not, is an 8th king. He belongs to the 7 and is going to his destruction. So when it says he is going to his destruction, what does that really mean? Does that mean he's going to be destroyed himself? Or does that mean that he is going to destroy all his enemies? That's really what it's talking about here. The ghost of Mary is on the front of me. Okay? Her rear end is about here, and her head's down there. Okay? Have you ever heard of the number 69? Okay, 69. Okay. She is doing magic against me. Okay. She is what people would call Mother Earth. Okay. In Latin, mater means mother. Okay, and you know what matter is? Physical matter. Okay, so let me go back here a little bit. So what's this say again? Well, I didn't say that, obviously. So it says, the beast which you saw once was. Okay, I was Jesus. Okay, and it says here, now is not. Well, that's the thing. I was Jesus. Now I am Father. I am God. Okay, that's how it is. I've already explained that the reason I have a rainbow butt, it's explained that the rainbow encircles the throne of God. He has a white throne. My butt is white. Okay, and I have a rainbow butt. Okay, I was Jesus in the past. It's what's behind. People say, behind is a way of describing the past. Flippin' heck. Sorry, I'm feeling a little bit irritated. Okay? And this is the thing. You see what this is? Yeah? This is a NIV, New International Version Bible. Okay? Now it's really, that's my surname. Well, my name is Grant Salvin. Salvin. Vin is it's a word for wine. But, if you turn it the other way around, guess what? You get NIV. What an interesting coincidence that is. It's not a coincidence. It has to do with magic, by the way. Okay? Yes. I mean, look at the wording as well. Knew, well, if you know something, okay, you know it in the present, but knew, you knew it in the past. So knew, and then in, tear, yeah, because that's the thing, my past has been, I have a sore butt, okay, let's put it that way. Inter, I have a torn sphincter. International, yeah? Well, I live in England, so not quite international, but there we go. New International Version. The Bible. Okay, the Torah, the tourist, the Torah. Okay, word, all magic words. Okay, I can explain this in so many different ways. This book, okay, this is a Pitmanian NIV. Okay, it talks about the bottomless pit. Well, here you go. Here's the bottomless pit. Pitmanian. Okay. So what does it say again here? The beast, or the best, should I say? Yeah, that's the thing. The word best is in the word beast, right? The beast, or the best, the best, which you saw once was, now is not. And that's the interesting word, because not, well, that's the thing that everyone wants to do binding magic against me. I was Jesus. I said to people, if you want to enter a strong man's house and plunder his goods, you must bind him first. Yeah, why you bind someone? You tie a rope round them and you tie a knot. Okay, so let me read this again. The best which you saw once was, now is not, and yet will come up out of the abyss and go to its destruction. Yeah, that's me destroying the people I hate. The inhabitants of the earth, whose names have not been written in the book of life from the creation of the world, will be astonished. Yeah, I'm sure they will. When they see that the beast, because it once was, now is not, and yet will come. This calls for a mind with wisdom. Well, that's the thing. The 7 heads, the 7 spirits of God, yeah, the 7 churches, the 7 trumpets, the 7 bowls, the 7 vials, the 7 seals, the menorah. Yeah, the menorah. I had 7 candlesticks. Yeah. What else? How much more do I need to say? It says, the 10 horns you saw are 10 kings who have not yet received a kingdom, but who for 1 hour will receive authority as kings along with the beast. They have one purpose and will give their power and authority to the beast. They will wage war against the Lamb. Well, this is the thing. It says they will wage war against the Lamb. How do you read that? Because it says they will wage war against the Lamb, but the Lamb will triumph. Oh, but, that word but is important. This is code word. But the Lamb will triumph over them because he is Lord of lords and King of kings. And with him will be his called, chosen, and faithful followers. I mean, it's, that's the thing, the 1 hour with the beast thing. Well, like I explained, I was crucified. I was hung on a cross. So if you ever hung out with me, you are a demon pretending to be me. You think you're so fucking special, right? Why do you think you're so fucking special, do you think? Because you hung out with God, you twat. And you're going to destruction. Okay? Then the angel said to me, the waters you saw where the prostitute sits are peoples, multitudes, nations, and languages. The beast and the 10 horns you saw will hate the prostitute. They will bring her to ruin and leave her naked. They will eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For God has put it into their hearts to accomplish his purpose by agreeing to hand over to the beast their royal authority. Until God's words are fulfilled. The woman you saw is the great city that rules over the kings of the earth. Well, there's Babylon, There's, well, what's Babel? Babel, 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 Babel. Yeah, and then there's Egypt and there's Sodom. You know, Egypt's about bondage and Sodom's about sodomy. Okay? You know, man had decided that for himself, didn't he? Yeah? And what is the world doing? Yeah, what are they obsessed with? Egypt and Sodom by any chance? And Babel and Yap? You know, they talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Nonsense and nonsense and nonsense. Their egos are out of control. People acting like whores and you know, people sleeping around, having orgies, sex parties, doing all kinds of filthy, disgusting, horrible stuff that I will put an end to. Okay, I shall destroy them. Okay. Yeah. So that's the thing. You know, I say I am the white ho use. Well, that's the thing. Mary, she has used me. Okay. Mary, you know, she's the one who carried the baby Jesus. That was me 2,000 or so years ago. And she is of the world. She is the world, basically. And so she wanted to be worshipped. The Catholic Church is the work of her evil spirit and the demons that work alongside her. Not to mention other religions, you know, whether it's Hinduism or Buddhism or Islam. Okay, Islam. Oh, yeah. Now, there's an interesting word, isn't it? Is lamb. Yeah, they couldn't have picked a different word then, no? How strange, huh? And obviously the word Allah, well, that's the thing. Mary, she was in a woman's body not that long ago, okay? That woman, she was a famous singer called Aaliyah Dana Houghton. She died on the 25th of August 2001 in a plane crash in the Bahamas. Yeah, the ba. You know what goes ba, ba, ba. Yeah, sheep goes ba. Yeah, Bahamas. Yeah, on a back-o island. Yeah, she crashed. She had an overloaded Cessna plane. It got about 60 foot off the ground, or 60 meters or 100 meters off the ground, and then it crashed into the ground, and they all died. That was about 16 or 17 days before 9/11, when I started at my boarding school, Charterhouse. Okay. You see, the world wants to steal my power and authority, and it thinks that it doesn't want to stop. That's the thing. I've told these demons, I've told them to stop. They do not want to stop. They are not interested in stopping. Okay? They will go to destruction. Okay? They will be destroyed. And I am the destroyer. Okay? Now, is there anything else I want to mention here? Chapter 18. After this I saw another angel coming down from heaven. He had great authority, and the earth was illuminated by his splendor. See, that's the thing. When it says another angel, right? So what's that really saying? Well, that's the thing. There's a few words in there, right? So there's an, which could be short for anus, by the way. And, so, and the word not is in there, and her. So not her, or another. After this I saw a not her angel coming down from heaven. He had great authority, and the earth was illuminated by his splendor. With a mighty voice he shouted, "Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great! She has become a dwelling for demons and a haunt for every impure spirit, a haunt for every unclean bird, a haunt for every unclean and detestable animal. For all the nations have drunk the maddening wine of her adulteries. The kings of the earth committed adultery with her, and the merchants of the earth grew rich from her excessive luxuries." Then I heard another voice from heaven say, "Come out of her, my people, so that you will not share in her sins, so that you will not receive any of her plagues, for her sins are piled up to heaven, and God has remembered her crimes. Give back to her as she has given, pay her back double for what she has done, pour her a double portion from her own cup, give her as much torment and grief as the glory and luxury she gave herself. In her heart she boasts, 'I sit enthroned as queen. I am not a widow. I will never mourn.' Therefore in one day her plagues will overtake her, death, mourning, and famine. She will be consumed by fire, for mighty is the Lord God who judges her." Okay. Monster energy. Well, it is how it is. You know, all these people that want to worship Mary and Mother Earth, down with the patriarchy. Who needs Jesus anyway? Yeah, that's the world. Yeah. That's what the world loves. Not that they know anything about love, obviously.